Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the week of June 13th. Now Aquarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message, so do not get scammed, but let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you, Aquarius. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot as well as the Spirit Song Tarot. There are links to both of these decks in the description below. I also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, let's go ahead and make sure we're all set up and in view here. Also take 3 of these Spirit Song Tarot cards to clarify as we go along. Put these up here, and I'll put the deck up here. All right, Aquarius. So, taking a look here, first and foremost, I see a lot of people. Okay, I see a lot of people here showing up in the cards. Obviously we have these 2 court cards, but you know, the High Priestess and the Fool can also be interpreted as people in this case, and so we'll talk about that some more. Aquarius, I think you have a lot of what is the term, I think there are a lot of people in your ear. I think there are a lot of people potentially helping you, guiding you. I also think that you are potentially showing up for other people in your life as well at this time. I think people are an important part of this week, and I think probably as we move into June, as we continue rolling along here in June, and you know, in terms of what this reading could be about, it seems like, you know, for some of you there's a new beginning in potentially family situations. There could also be some type of understanding coming in with obviously another person in your life, maybe a partner, but this definitely looks very, very good. So let's just dive in and talk about it some more. So in the overall situation, you do have this Queen of Swords energy, and the Queen of Swords is really an energy of focus. Okay, Queen of Swords has an extreme focus on a goal, on a task, on a priority, and they will not stop doing whatever it is that they do until their goal or their priority is completed. Okay, and so you can really use this. This is like boss energy. Okay, this is similar to like the Emperor or the Empress. This is someone who's a boss in their life. Okay, and this is about taking ownership over your actions, taking ownership for yourself here. This is somebody who I like to call the assassin of the tarot, because again, once they commit to something, they will absolutely do it, like with a ruthless type of energy. And I mean that in a good way, right? You know, the periods in your life where you have sort of just ruthlessly committed yourself to a goal. You know, for some people it's maybe getting a job, for some people it's losing weight, for some people it's eating healthy, for some people it's going to the gym, or building a side hustle, or building a project. Like your ruthless focus and dedication, that is what the Queen of Swords can bring about in one's life. It can also obviously represent you in this case, since you are an Aquarius. Queen of Swords showing up here could be any air sign. I think this is very much about you being front and center, you being in the middle, you being, we'll say, the star of the show. In the past, you have the 10 of Cups, you have the High Priestess. I'm sorry, the 10 of Pentacles and the High Priestess here. So a very good combination in the past here. 10 of Pentacles is a card that can talk about family energy. You can see the grandfather, the children and the grandchildren here, as well as the dogs on the illustration of this card. This is about empires, right? This is a family that has wealth. They live in a castle. This is about building your empire. This is about potentially money being passed through generations. It can talk about inheritances, talk about wills, estates, anything like that. It can talk about building a legacy for yourself and for whatever it is that you're looking to achieve. Maybe building a legacy with your family, or building a family so that you can pass your legacy down, anything like that, right, in one's life. It can also just say there's an increase in abundance here in the past, in whatever it is, in whatever form that may take for you. You have this High Priestess energy with it as well. The High Priestess is really somebody who is extremely intuitive. This is a major energy of intuition. It's the biggest card indicating intuition in the tarot. Obviously, this could be a person. This could be somebody who's like a sort of like a therapist or a therapy type of person. This could also just, if they're not a traditional therapist, the High Priestess can be somebody who is generally seen as being a way shower. Okay, they hold sacred knowledge. They hold sacred information. You can see that they're holding this scroll here that either says the Torah or it's an anagram for the tarot. They're at the entrance of a spiritual temple here. They are ready to impart some wisdom on whoever decides to talk to them. And so, there could have been somebody like that who has shown up in your life here in the past, particularly maybe as it relates to your legacy here. I also think some of you have intuitively went down a path that was very good for you. It really depends on what situation you find yourself in. Now, in the future, you have the King of Cups and you have the Fool. So the King of Cups and the Fool. I have to say, Aquarius, you have the best reading so far out of all of the air signs. You are the last air sign that I'm doing. The King of Cups is really somebody who could be seen as a good partner in the tarot. Doesn't matter what gender you're interested in or what gender you are. I don't attach gender to the cards. These are just feminine and masculine energies in the tarot. And so, this could be somebody who is a good partner in your life. Somebody who, when you talk to the King of Cups, it feels like you are not only being heard, but you're also being listened to. Okay? And so it's a very positive energy in that regard. But the King of Cups can also be kind of asking you to have emotional mastery over a situation here. As you can see, take a look here. There's sort of like the waves are crashing. They're sitting on this rock here in the middle of the ocean. There's a boat in the background. They are weathering an emotional storm. And they have created this ability to be a master of their emotions and whatever situation may be presented to them. You have this here with the Fool. It's possible here that you are getting a grand new adventure in your life with the Fool. This is about taking a leap of faith, moving in a new direction, not necessarily knowing where you're going, but knowing you're going somewhere. And it's possible here that for some of you, in this new beginning here, it's in part, it's about kind of showing up for yourself and like keeping a cool head as you sort of go through this new beginning, or as you sort of take this leap of faith in a new direction. And let's just get some more details on what that might be around. So you have the Nine of Cups here. You have the Four of Wands. You have the Six of Cups. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. Aquarius, I love this energy for you. You have an incredibly good reading here. So the Nine of Pentacles, I'm mixing these suits up. So the Nine of Cups here, this is somebody who is really allowing a wish to sort of come into their life. You can see that they're sort of folding their arms. They are content. Things are going well in their life. Things are going well in their small business. Things are going well in their career situation, but just really in life in general. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. It's one of the major wish cards in the tarot. And, it's really an energy of emotional contentment in one's life. I think some of you have intuitively went down some path here with the Ten of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Now with the Nine of Cups showing up, you've intuitively gone down some path and you're like now feeling, wow, this is exactly what I was hoping for. This is exactly what I was wishing for when I went down this path. And that's what I think is showing up here in the cards. You have the Four of Wands energy. This could be around like a long-term partnership that you have with somebody. Maybe you decided to, go on that first date. Maybe you decided, I'm going to see what this looks like, or I'm going to see what this person's all about here. And now you have this wish that's right in front of you, because the reason being is Four of Wands is a major card of marriage. You can see that they're in a sort of marriage ceremony here. And so it's very nice for that as well, right? And it's almost like for some of you here, you trusted your gut and it really paid off. In the future here, you have the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune showing up to clarify the King of Cups and the Fool. So the Six of Cups, there's some past life connections going on here. Maybe it's with this person that's showing up with the Four of Wands. But also maybe it's about a business, or it's about a career situation where, the thing is, when we come into this lifetime, we sign contracts. We sign a contract before we come into this lifetime, basically as it pertains to our destiny. And you have the destiny card next to it here, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And so it's almost like your destiny, I'm getting this energy of like manifest destiny, right? And so maybe some of you were destined in this lifetime to build an empire, or maybe some of you were destined in this lifetime to have an extremely rewarding relationship, partnership, marriage with somebody. Well, your destiny here is arriving, and I think that this has past life connections, this has past life ties here, with the Six of Cups showing up as well. So let's go ahead and see what these three cards are from the Spirit Song Tarot. Okay, so you have Temperance, Three of Feathers, and the Emperor. So the Three of Feathers is the Three of Swords. And I do like these Spirit Song Tarot cards because they're just so positive. Three of Swords, release and recovery. It's like, Three of Swords can be a challenging card, but it is asking you to, maybe take as much time to recover as you need, to release whatever is no longer working, release whatever may have, whatever, energy you're holding on to or you're sticking to. And I definitely like to see that here. You have this Emperor, focus and stability. We talked about focus with the Queen of Swords, and didn't I even I brought up how the Queen of Swords is sort of like the Emperor here, and stability. The Emperor is a major positive sign in business situations, career situations. It's a good omen because the Emperor is extremely successful, especially as they focus on their goals here. And then you have this Temperance, which is balance and harmony. It's Sagittarius energy, but it's also about healing as well. And the Temperance card says that as you balance something out in your life, an important sort of event can happen. That the Temperance card can be a card of soulmates, but it says, your soulmate is available, but you must sort of balance yourself out. Or it can say that as you balance a part of your life out, you are given the proper direction to go on in your career life or in your business life. But creating a sense of balance is important. Again, I think I feel like some of you have done that. So you have the Eight of Cups, you have the Page of Cups, and you have the Devil. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is, here's what's interesting for you. See how this person here, this Eight of Cups person, they are walking away, and they're really moving past these empty cups that are behind them, all right? And what they're doing is they're about to take a journey towards the Nine of Cups. They're walking away, but they're also walking towards. And they're walking towards wish fulfillment here. And so with you, to get the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups in the past here, this is a very clear sign that you have clearly done some type of soul work. You've clearly done some type of hard work. And once again, I think this is something having to do with like emotional releasing that I think some of you have probably done here. And as you've done that, you've brought in something very, very beautiful into your life here, especially as you have the Page of Cups, which is really like crush energy. It's sort of like a fulfilling romance in your life, or just a romance that really kind of makes you happy in this case. And it can just be the feeling of being genuinely happy in one's life. It can be an offer that comes into your life that just makes you genuinely happy. You have this here with the Devil card. The Devil card is potentially a card that talks about power and control issues. To be perfectly honest, the Devil card in this case, it's not lining up with this reading. What I will say is, the Devil card oftentimes comes forward when maybe there's an addiction to work. You do have this energy of intense focus here with the Queen of Swords, but then also the Emperor, hard work energy. But then also, remember, you have this Temperance card, which is 14. The card asks you to balance. The Devil card's 15. If you do not balance something out here with the Temperance card, it spills into this double energy, which is like overwork, overstimulation, kind of overdoing something. Let's see what else we have here. You have the King of Pentacles, and you have the Ace of Swords. So one card never makes a reading. I'm not concerned about that devil energy, you know. You're clearly doing something right here, Aquarius. Again, I think, you know, I'm going to keep saying this, but in this reading, this is so clear to me that you've trusted your gut, and this has brought a beautiful blessing into your life. Very clearly here. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is well-to-do, successful, well-off. Obviously, it's the king in the pentacle suit. Remember, we're not attaching gender here. You can take on any of these cards, but it is sort of the last or the final court card in the suit of Pentacles. Of course, Pentacles is about material situations, material resources, finances, things like that. And so it says that you potentially have climbed the ladder here in your life. You have that with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is really a breakthrough. It's divine insight. It's divine communication. It's sort of like finally knowing what you need to do. And it's also a new beginning here, which we have with the Fool. And this is around your destiny here. Okay, this is around your destiny as well. Intuitively trusting something, which has brought a really big blessing into your life, but also now allowing that sort of destiny to play out as it's supposed to. At the top of the pyramid, you have the Five of Wands. You know, that's conflict and competition, but it could also just be like potentially working something out and maybe coming forward with like a conflict resolution. If some of you have been looking to resolve or create conflict resolution in your life, I definitely feel like that could be coming in, because this is an overwhelmingly positive reading, just to be very clear. Yeah, just as I said that, I mean, you have the Sun on the bottom, which is the happiest card to find in the tarot. I also feel like the Sun, for me, I always say that the Sun's the best card to find, because the planets revolve around the Sun, and so that's a whole lot of power wrapped up into one tarot card. So it's about happiness, joy, victory, success. It's an incredibly positive reading, also vitality. This is awesome. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I will see you in the next reading.